Hello there. I am, of course, the great and glorious, soon-to-be famous one-day Nick Dutch, and I am back on the camera again one more time for something called the Tarot Show. This is a part of the day, week, month, or year when you can just sit down and do a bit of contemplation, relaxation, and a bit of thinking for yourself within a nice, comfortable environment, namely your own home. This is, of course, the one and only place where I give away free of charge tarot readings. The only place. Okay. Now, some people out there can get a bit insistent because I'm giving this away for free. They think to themselves, oh, it's free, therefore I can get it precisely when I want. Well, the short answer there is no. Okay, I do this out of the goodness of my heart because you guys want it, it's being requested. And so, I'm doing this because it has become what the people want. Okay? So, don't worry. But I would say, chill your vibes, remember to breathe, relax. I get this done basically when I can. There's one and only way in which you can get your request through. And that is by email to nickdutchtarot@gmail.com. And if you can do that, then essentially everything will be fine. I'll be able to add you to the rotor and steadily go through the readings one by one. We'll get the show out as close to once a week as I possibly can. Obviously, big apology for not getting this done last week. I have had probably the worst gastric flu on record, and I've had to spend a bit of time just looking after myself, recovering, and all that kind of jazz. So, do be a bit tolerant once in a while. I am just like an ordinary human being. I've got my own issues to get through and life to get done and so on and so forth. But without further ado, let's crack on with the first reading of today. Okay, Anouk would like to know whether I see them being in the same relationship in the next 5 to 10 years. And also whether there's going to be a change in location. Well, all I can do is tell you what the tarot says. So let's have a quick look. I've obviously shuffled very thoroughly indeed. We'll see what the reading says today. Here we go. Okay, on the subject of is there going to be dramatic change? I don't really see any signs of that. We don't have any death cards, we don't have any lightning struck towers, okay? We don't have the Two of Coins there, so all the traditional signs associated with the dramatic change is basically not there. No Wheel of Fortune either, so essentially no real feeling of geographical travel. Stability and consistency seems to be the name of the game, but also doing so, taking into account where you want to go with your life, what you want to achieve with this individual, and thinking about the longer term game plan. I mean, the Seven of Staves there deals with getting a form of victory, but one which is essentially hard won, and being proud of it once you've got it. Then there's a few signs relating to a relationship, basically strong female significators, a little defensive on your side of things, I think. But try and relax and try and deal with what you've got. Yes, progression may be slow, but essentially if there is a feeling of there being a victory on the horizon, then the energy is talking about success with what you've got. Okay, Trisha is curious about the relationship and wants to see whether, things are going to go according to plan and whether it's going to be a long-lasting relationship. Standard 8 card relationship reading coming right up. Here we go. The side order of Inside. Okay. Right, well the energy that the reading has given me is in fact really rather positive, I would say. There has been some changes in the mentality of this individual, but the quantity of love signs they've got for you, I don't know whether you can see that there, the good old-fashioned Two of Cups, okay, is in fact very strong. Force between the two of you, communication building up to a really, really good point, with a very moral and appropriate way. This is a person who's going to be very loyal and faithful to you, okay. So the energy in the here and now is very positive. Him putting himself out for you, loyalty and consistency. On your side of things, you let your fears get the better of you sometimes, okay? And that means that you can occasionally create the problems in your life. So be careful, be aware of that, okay? And try and just remember to breathe, remember to deal with these issues bit by bit, and realize that there is still a future there. I mean, essentially the longer term future signs is coming out again. Very strong with your cup signs there, okay? Very strong with the feeling of there being some potential for growth and change. And yes, you're concerned about longevity. Well, earth signs do actually speak about longevity and consistency. what is more constant than the earth beneath your feet, if you get my drift, okay? The mountains will still be there, even up to the day when you and I die, they'll still be there, you know what I mean? So stability, consistency, reliability, and long-termism. Okay, Kriana is someone who has been homeless for a while, okay? I'm happy to do a reading for you, but I would strongly recommend what you do is you just approach your local government offices and try and find a charity which is going to be able to help you, because that's essentially what we do in our society. We do have charitable bodies in the Western world, in the Eastern world, that can probably help you to try and get some kind of support and guidance. Let's have a quick look and see what the reading says. Okay, a bit of a sense of there being some change in your situation within, I would say, 2 to 4 months at the outside, so essentially it feels like you're moving in the right direction. There was a feeling of happiness there in the reading, so essentially there are some good portents for later on down the line. Okay, Ladder Love is interested in the possibility of their current relationship doing well. Let's have a quick look and see basically what the reading says. Bear with me a second, please. Okay, 8-card relationship reading. Yeah, I mean, the turbulence you were talking about was being mirrored there in the Devil card, talking about a time in which you're going through a period of powerlessness, and there's a few difficulties there. He's probably a bit arrogant at the moment, and basically his own ideas are getting in the way, and he's not really chilling out and like learning to enjoy the sunrise, smell the coffee, whatever analogy you want to use there. You're both aware that there could be a time of happiness, but you've got some issues to sweep under the carpet first. Some issues should not be faced. Don't go for closure on certain issues. Go for consistency with the relationship. But with those difficult issues, I don't think he can handle it. Okay, you're still very wistful about this whole relationship, very wistful indeed. And so essentially just carry on doing basically what is the next right thing. The energy that the reading is giving me is saying that you are the best person here. He's going through powerlessness and he's an arrogant person, okay? You're the one with all the hope, as is signified by the Star card. And of course the Victory card there, the Six of Staves, is giving me a bit of a message that you can actually try and orchestrate there to be like a really, really good future. You've got to keep it all calm. Keep the whole relationship calm. And then essentially you'll know you're moving in the right direction. So let's have a quick look, because you were curious about the long term. Let's see what the reading says about that. Bear with me a second. Yeah, that's very good indeed. Have the Chariots in the long term future part of the reading. When dealing with the issue of love, I would say would be a very good portent. And before that, nice strong green colours, okay, very Venusian, symbol of Venus at the top there, okay. So that's talking about, you know, love, connectivity, being one with each other, and building the relationship up bit by bit, okay. And with a touch of passion thrown in too. So it may be a bit of a winding road at times, but try and chill out, relax, and realise that, you know, there is something better on the horizon for both of you, if you can just get through this short-term future period, okay? Thank you very much, Carolyn, for saying thank you. Yeah, I do try my best. I'm glad I was nice and accurate, and I'm glad you enjoyed the reading, and I wish you all the best of luck in sorting out the problem with the dog. Hello, Tara. Okay, you're involved, well, kind of involved with somebody, okay, and you want to see whether it's going to turn into something more than just a short-term professional relationship, and whether there's a deeper dimension going on there. Could be exciting times ahead, might not be, who's to say. Let's have a quick look, shuffling like crazy, one step at a time, here we go. Right, standard 8-card relationship reading, here we go. Alright, a bit of a sense of a change in the air, definitely. Okay, I think this is really rather interesting, because like this individual is trying to persuade everybody else, I believe, everybody else, that this is just a short-term professional relationship. But there's something else going on there. There is a bit of an undercurrent which I think you can feel there. In this particular case, on your side of the reading, strong love signs. Ace of Cups, be careful. Try not to get too obsessive. On their side of things, the Moon card. The Moon is a bit of an opposite reflection and a positive reflection of the Ace of Cups anyway. So essentially there's, you know, you probably are thinking about each other in a very similar way. So you do need to reach a point whereby you can actually start to talk, and to talk properly, okay? And in doing so, then maybe you'll be able to bring about a change. The Two of Coins always deals with change. It's actually called change. It's got the yin-yang signs there, talking about basically from dark to light. It's like moving from winter to the summer, okay? And also an awareness of rotation and cyclical time rather than necessarily linear time. So this could be an important cycle in your life as far as the relationship with this one particular individual. So there is still some potential there, but potential is not actual. More has to be revealed. Remember, the Moon card does deal with occultation, okay, which essentially means to be occluded, things which are being hidden from you. So there's information going on here which you need to know about, but which you don't have previously, you don't have access to at this present point in time, and it's information which will have an effect upon the relationship between you and him. So just be aware that there's more going on here than you may just think. Progression is good mid-term, between 3 and 6 months down the line from now. On the run up to there, work at it, okay? Communication is the main sign there, and this is a very... I'm tempted to use the phrase high-class values type social connection you've got with this person. Alright, because it's all about communication, doing things right, who you are as a person, how you think as a person. These are the things which actually demark what you are in their eyes. Even if you get it wrong, it doesn't mean to say you're a bad person, it means to say you're a different person, but you've got to be aware of where the differences really are, and where the positives really are as well. So it's a very difficult, almost political relationship really, isn't it? Brittany Arika Jade. Okay, I'm glad you've been referred to this channel, and I hope I can actually help you. Let's see what the reading says about this very early developing new relationship connection that you've got going there. Just have a quick look and see. Bear with me a second, please. Okay. Force between the two of you at the moment, between yourself and this new individual you're currently involved with, is defensive. You're still circling each other. One of the reasons that you're not sure is because he's not really giving in. Alright, he's not really surrendering to the whole relationship. It's not a properly formed relationship, and that's why there's some anxiety going on here, which is preventing you both from just sitting back and enjoying the relationship and letting it build and develop and grow, which is essentially where part of the problems are in the here and now. Now, on their side of things, very intellectual assessment of the situation is going on there. They do have feelings, they do have the capacity to have feelings, but it's also a very intellectually driven relationship from their point of view. They feel that they're searching for the right, the right moment, the right goal, but how shall I put this? But they're doing it all up here rather than just down here, if you get my drift, okay? So you may feel, oh my god, this person isn't behaving right, this person isn't talking right. That's par for the course for this individual. That's basically what you've got there, okay? So you need to be aware of their character and to be honest about the things in which they're exhibiting, and that those are part of this person's character, okay? Yes, of course, your energy, nice, strong, passionate, proud, but I think that you're getting impatient about this one. And impatience won't necessarily help you, okay, because you need to make sure that the relationship is there. You need to make sure you're building its consistency, stability, comfort, reassurance, and enjoying it, really. I believe you can achieve this, because the longer term future signs, the way that I see them, are in fact quite positive. But remember, you're both approaching this in a very different way. You're a very heart orientated person, he's a very head orientated person. So embrace the differences, I would say. Don't fight against them. Okay, Ian Ford is rather curious about his personal spiritual path. This is a Reiki master who's also had a bit of a time more on the occult side of things as well, and wants to make sure that they're doing basically the next right thing as far as their own spiritual and occult development is concerned. So have a quick look, just see what the reading says, nothing more, nothing less, and see what what we've got coming through. There's a fair few water signs there, which makes me feel the one thing that would be useful for yourself is to spend a bit more time working on your clairaudience and clairvoyance side of things. Practice that to try and increase your awareness. Do your meditation to try and sense the outer world and the inner world as well, and try and focus in on working out what sensations actually could be interpreted as being. We've all got a bit of a tuned down filter. We need to tune up the filter to a certain degree so that we can start, by analogy, receiving whatever is coming through from spirit. Obviously there's lots of things we don't know, so we can't really make too many hard truth claims. But on the other hand, practice it. Clairvoyance and clairaudience type exercises and development of the same will help you to grow and will help you to be able to build up the ability to work out instinctively what is the right thing to do for any of the people who are coming to you for Reiki healing. That's what I think anyway. That would be my opinion based on what I'm seeing and what I'm feeling here. You can be a very practical person. You sometimes need to be drawn away into more abstract ideas, but you bring yourself back down to practicality quite nicely. But I get the feeling that you know you can achieve an awful lot, but getting down to doing it, okay, actually getting down to it, to do something practical is something you struggle with. As far as your more way out practices is concerned, as long as you don't tell anyone, I think you'll be quite fine. I believe you're actually more or less on the right path. So carry on doing what you're doing. Speak to you again soon. Lala has asked a very important question. She's got feelings for someone. She doesn't want those feelings anymore, and she wants to know how to get rid of them. Okay, this is something lots of people struggle with, and so as a result of that, there is actually a method which you can use to get rid of those thoughts and feelings. And this is something which can be quite positive. If you don't have any form of spirituality at the moment or any form of religiosity, get some. Effective immediately, okay? Because what you need to do is you need to get on your knees and give your life over to your higher power the way you understand it, okay? And then ask that higher power to take away from you the feelings you got for this person. Okay, you might be unwilling to do that right now, but I would definitely give it a go. If you are very unwilling, that's an even greater reason why you should be doing this. Try and do it morning and night. And that will probably help you even more, because with consistency and reliability, you can start to build up the ability to feel different with the passage of time. Okay, Serious Girl wants me to have a quick read upon the relationships. Let's have a quick look and see what the reading says. Bear with me a second, please. Okay, still using my traditional method, combination of tarot and anything else that comes through. I hope that's okay. Bear with me a second, please. Did you just hear something there? Alright. The energy between the two of you is rather confused. On his side of things, he's got feelings for you, but he doesn't really know whether he should be in a relationship with you or not. This is someone who doubts themselves an awful lot. On his side of things, there's quite a lot of dark energy there mixed with the love, okay? The love, the connection, desire to try and do something or communicate and to try and travel on to something bigger and better is coming through very strongly. But also something dark and depressing is also there as well, which means that it's actually a rather complex situation. The energy between yourself and this person is that of... It's that of trying to blend your energy, okay? That means trying to take the positives that they've got and give that to yourself, so maybe positives that you don't have. It's about taking the negatives that you've got and trying to deal with them so it doesn't infect him, okay? And trying to be mature in that particular way. It's a time of self-analysis, self-reflection, and trying to generate progress in one form or another. Now on your side of the reading, there we go, signs of a desire for a new beginning dominated by love. But that's desire for a new beginning dominated by love, but not putting a check upon your own progress, okay? So you definitely need to think about how you are going about growing and changing and becoming a more powerful individual, basically. The reading, though, it still does have some positive signs in the future. A bit of a sense that there is some struggle, yes. And also moments of defensiveness. So you will have communication. You'll have a fight when that time comes. And after that fight, then there'll be some greater potential, in the future. Although it's a slowly developing relationship with some sickness therein. So take it easy, one step at a time, okay? One Welcome S is curious about what would happen if they were to leave their job. Don't leave your job until you've got something else to go to. Okay? Because money is hard to come by. There's more competition out there for jobs, which means there's fewer jobs and more job seekers. And it also means that employers can actually pay a bit less for some of the jobs going out there. Okay? So I personally would not leave your job unless you've got something else to go to. Unless, of course, you can build a business in your spare time and you can use some of that to help keep you going. Alright? That's a way of doing it. And state benefits is something you may need as well. You may need to think about the law in your local area as to whether you'll be allowed to get state benefits to tide yourself over if you're not doing very well for yourself, okay, or if you've resigned. So let's have a quick look and see, what the reading says about your future. Now, ironically, the very first card I've turned over happens to be the Ten of Coins, talking about wealth. Now, that's a portent for the future. Maybe if you stay where you are for the moment, and you have a look out for something bigger and better within the short-term future, because that's what this card relates to, there will be a new opportunity which will be just right for yourself, okay? Keep passionate, keep proud, keep motivated towards actually getting that particular job change sorted out, because I think you need it, and I think that, you want it and it's right for yourself. And then we do have signs relating to celebration. So the good times are in fact around the corner. You can't see them just yet, but they are just around the corner for you. And I think you need to try and work at dealing with the here and now first, so that you can then get what you want long term. Okay? When I had a bad job, what I used to do is to go into work in my car playing beautiful classical music, okay, on the way in, nice and quiet, nice and tranquil, doing all my breathing, making sure I'm nice and centered. Stop, park the car in the car park. I would do the middle pillar exercise, try and be centered and focused. I was listening to a nice bit of Mozart, and I would go into work. I'd do my day of work, and when I left, I'd take out the classical cassette from the cassette player, and I would shove in my Iron Maiden, turn that up full volume, and I would let all the anger out of my system as I hurtled down the motorway back home. I don't recommend you break the speed limit. I would in fact not break the speed limit. Just don't do it. It's not good for you. Okay. But essentially, we've had to find ways of dealing with the negative emotions that we get in the workplace. And relaxing music in the morning and angry music in the evening could be a way of doing it for you. Just a suggestion. Okay. Jack Dabani wants to become a professor of English creative writing. Will it ever happen? Okay, well that's a great goal. I mean, going through school so that you can reach a good position of teaching other people, helping them to develop thinking skills, working skills. That's a great goal, and I would definitely go for it. Let's have a quick look and see basically what the reading says, because essentially I've got good feelings about this, because you're doing the right thing for the right qualities of people out there in the world. So let's have a quick look. Okay, what? Wow. I mean, absolutely wow. Strongest mercurial signs we got there. Now, for those of you who don't know, okay, mercurial energy deals with many things. It also deals with study, it deals with learning, it deals with matters of the mind. It is the element of air in some forms of mysticism, okay, and therefore it deals with technology, thought, and definitely forms of communication technology, okay, including writing, reading, broadcasting. It's when you portray your wisdom to the rest of the world, it's when you're going through study, and it's when you're teaching, okay. There's a bit of Mercury in every single one, but also some jobs are much more mercurial than others. And what you're planning on basically is being summed up very nicely with the card we've got here. So that's already a sign relating to success. We've got signs relating to abundance, both in terms of emotional and financial as well. More of a bit of a message of nose to the grindstone, shoulder to the wheel during the short-term future, okay? Because you've got to be, more of the gnome mentality. The gnomes in some forms of folklore are the spirits of the earth. And they're the ones who are always toiling day in and day out to make sure that, life itself can carry on. And you've got to have that mentality of toiling and toiling and toiling during this particular period in your life, because the longer term future is going to be splendid. I believe you're going to make it. Okay, well that's all I'm going to be doing for the moment. So very quick reminder, I don't do questions relating to pregnancy, medical matters, or childbirth. Why? Because I am regulated. Okay, so that's something you've got to accept. I mean, some people do act unethically and inappropriately. I don't. Okay, I want to try and do my work to the best of my ability, as ethically, as professionally, as is humanly possible, and therefore I will not answer questions relating to pregnancy, medical matters, and childbirth. You have to accept that. I'm sorry, alright? Don't forget, get your requests through in the form of an email to nickdutchtarot@gmail.com. That will add you to the rota, and then I'll be more than happy to tackle your question. There are some issues I don't do. Don't send me War and Peace. If you want me to spend a long time over your reading, pay for it. And there's links down there for that, okay? I'm not trying to be too harsh about this. It's just the way it is. I do this for a living. So if I'm going to give you a free reading on the Tarot Show, that's a gift. Alright, and that's something you have to have some respect for. Alright? But don't take advantage of this service, because otherwise, I might just block you and then, I won't deal with you again. So, show me respect, ask me your questions, keep them coming through. You can ask many times if you wish. Obviously not on the same week, but essentially you can ask every couple of weeks maybe. And so, just keep the whole thing going. And enjoy it. This is the Tarot Show. It's like a mini internet institution in its own right. It's there for you people to get that moment of, you can get insight through looking at other people's readings as well. That's one of the reasons it's there for. It's a therapy time for yourself, like a free, almost like, a free therapy. Sit down, relax, enjoy it, just tune. It's good for you, it's healthy, it's healing, and other things with an ing sound at the end of it. I mean, oh dear, I really didn't sleep too well last night. Alright, but good fortune, God bless, look after yourself, don't let the bastards grind you down, don't let the bed bugs bite, play it cool, and subscribe, rate, comment, favourite, share, and all that kind of jazz. Also, very quickly, I'd like to remind you that a tarot reading, mediumship reading, clairvoyant reading, and all the rest of that is essentially legally regarded as being an entertainment service for good common sense reasons. You are the final decision maker in your life. Not me, not any other psychic, medium, reader, clairvoyant, religious person, politician. Okay, you're the final decision maker in your life. Look after yourself. Stay sane, stay rational, keep cool. Speak to you soon.